Hey everybody, Todd Michael Putnam here again, just doing another quick overview of another table build. For this adventure, I needed to create some kind of like a World War II type battlefield, except in a medieval world. So I used as inspiration, I went with the Battle of Stalingrad from World War II, where the Russians stopped the German offensive and began turning the tide of the war. But if you know anything about Stalingrad, it was an absolutely brutal house-to-house fighting battle that many troops died on both sides, and it was just horrific fighting conditions. No quarter asked or given. So I decided to go with that for my inspiration. And if you see pictures of that escape there, it was just decimated. Cannons do exist in this particular medieval world that we're running through. So in this version of the D&D, we are using cannons and whatnot. There are various ones out on the table and whatnot. So in order to to add that kind of stuff to the mat, I used exploding crater shells, and then also minis for people that have been blown to bits or that are dead common folk. I want to say I got these from my friends over in Griffin Co. They have a lot of great 3D printed stuff, including dead and injured villagers, common folk, which is perfect for this very type of scenario here. And the rest of it is just a whole lot of 3D printed terrain, mostly, on top of a Deep Cuts mat. Deep Cut Studios. This is makes some fantastic mats. Mine, the one that I get, are 6 foot by 4 foot. They do make smaller ones, I believe 4 by 4. And they're like I said, they're mouse mat type quality when you feel them. So they're kind of spill resistant, and they store well, no problems there. So that's really great. This particular one is, if you look at it, obviously it's the ruins of a city with cobblestone streets going all the way through it that you can see. So we'll just take you swimming through here, and then all you got to do is throw some various terrain on top of it to 3D it. And it sells it all fairly well. I'll take various 3D printed destroyed buildings, and then inside of them you can throw a few bodies, and you can throw some like these crates and stuff. I found those on eBay, and they're already all set as a batch. They're perfect. Instead of having to do individual ones, you just throw them right on there, and there you go. There's a pile of crates and sacks and stuff. And that works fantastic. And then I also have little bits of rubble pieces in here thrown throughout there. There's another one, I think, over here, some more ones over here. Those come from Dwarven Forge. And just all kinds of stuff. Here's, I want to say, this broken set right there of that cart and barrels. I want to say that came from Griffin Co. as well. And just mix all those elements together, and you come up with something that looks like this. The explosion there is, I'm sure you could make one easily on your own if you're a crafty type person, but I found them on eBay. They're from like a World War II or World War I artillery set, and it's basically just an LED in some cotton sprayed up with some black and orange, and of course the LED flickers, and so it looks like some kind of an explosion effect. So I have a few of those. I got one over here, and I got another one over there. I don't think those guys are turned on yet. And various cannons and catapult pieces spread out. I don't have my armies on the board yet. It's going to be elves against the dwarves, so I got to get those laid out on the board. But if you pan back, this is kind of basically what the scene looks like. I am running my Monster Fog machine, as you can see over here, and it's not filling up with smoke anywhere near as much as I would like it to. It's probably just too of a wide open space, and I think my air conditioning is probably playing some havoc with it as well. But I was hoping that was going to throw some nice fog on the battlefield. But I might just instead, because it seems to be very much staying around the machine, I just throw some fire effects on the around this building, and then it looks like the building is on fire. And if you haven't seen one of the Monster Fog machines, basically this top piece comes off. Oops, and it's going to spring water all over the place. But you can see it. You fill up a little bit of water in the inside of there, and just plug the guy in, and it generates some fogs that comes out. If you can see that, hopefully there's enough light in the fog that comes out around that helps fill up the area. most of the time that I've used it so far, it's been used very successfully because there's enclosed areas around it. I put it inside of like another Dwarven Forge buildings and stuff. And so that channels the smoke. And I think between the AC and the wide open mat, that's probably not going to happen this time. It just kind of dissipates a little bit too rapidly. So, live and learn. That being said, that's pretty much it for this, for what I call my, medieval style Stalingrad. You can take a look around. You can just see I put some more like guys, dead people and stuff in the craters, various dead people and small rubble and things like that, just laying about the street to give the idea that the fighting has been going on. Try and put some people in the buildings and whatnot for casualties in the rubble. The flags that I have here, there's two yellow ones right there, and then I've got a blue one here and another one just like that, just to represent the other sides. Those are from Song of Fire and Ice, believe it or not. I found those. They come in little sets, and I had somebody paint them up, and they're perfect. You can paint them any colors you want. So I've got a whole bunch of those, and it's perfect for this is this side and that's that side. It's dirt cheap. It's just a few dollars, and it adds so much because you can use them for so many different things. You can put them in front of castles, manor houses. You can put them next to army camps or anything. You could put them in front of like a wizard's lair. Anybody that has like prestige, so to speak, to their name, you can have those. Or if you paint it up rough looking and stuff, you could put it in front of even abandoned camp, like an orc camp, things. So you just cast a wide net, and you can find these little pieces that are not super expensive. But when you add them onto the scene, it adds a lot of immersion to it, and really helps bring it to life. So I hope you really enjoyed it. I know there's not too much really to talk about this because it's just a whole bunch of destroyed buildings on top of that with a bunch of dead bodies. But there it is. This is my medieval Stalingrad type set, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.